Hi, I'm Nick Dufault. I'm a plant pathologist with the University of Florida. I'm here at the 2013 row crop production meeting in Marianna, Florida. And today I talked about cotton and peanut diseases. One of the issues we had in 2012 was corn nest target spot in cotton. And one of the hot topics is what fungicides can I use to manage this disease? Right now we have primarily 3 fungicides, which are headline, quadris, and twinline. The important thing to remember with these fungicides is one, if we can get them on early, they're going to be more effective. And 2, we don't really have a rotational fungicide since all these fungicides are what we call group 11 fungicides. They have the same mode of action. So we can only use 2 sequential applications of these fungicides. Generally the time we've been using is early bloom and then following up with another application at 21 days later. There are other diseases in cotton that we can think about, but primarily if we're going to have an issue, it's going to be with target spot, and this usually is accompanied by heavy moisture events such as rainfall or irrigation. The other thing I talked about today was some peanut diseases. In 2012, we had a lot of peanut diseases. They're actually a little bit different than what we had seen in 2011. This is partly attributed to a lot of the weather that we had, some tropical storms and a lot of different rainstorms coming throughout the Panhandle and throughout most of Florida. This extra moisture led to more leaf spot and foliar diseases. And we also had cooler temperatures where we were seeing CBR, which we haven't seen in the past few years. It's important to think about in 2013 whether or not you had CBR and what fungicides you want to use. Early season spray of Proline may be useful for controlling CBR. But if you have stem rot problems as well, that Proline spray can be useful for you in 2013. Other things to think about are environment. Generally we look at the climate to try and predict what environment we're going to have in 2013. Unfortunately, the ENSO phase is neutral this year, meaning that we don't know what we're going to have for climate, so you're going to have to look at the weather trends. So try and pay attention to rainfall coming in. That'll be important for CBR and leaf spots. And also pay attention to your soil temperatures. If your soil temperature is getting into the 80s to the 90 degree Fahrenheit range, that's going to be good environment for the development of stem rot within your crops. We have a lot of fungicides available for controlling peanut diseases and many different products out there. What we saw in 2012 though is that we saw a reduced effectiveness of tebuconazole for managing late leaf spot. What this means is you want to put tebuconazole with another leaf spot spray such as chlorothalonil if you're going to use that earlier in the season. Other things that we can try to do as well for early season stem rot is use a Proline or a Bound spray. It may be useful to use tebuconazole early in the season, as this fungicide has also been effective at controlling this pathogen. Just keep in mind, what weather, what environmental conditions we're going to have this year, how that can affect the disease. Also think about what fungicide products you want to use, and it might be a good year with our peanut prices to use a risk assessment program like Peanut RX. This will help you decide what variety and what number of sprays you're going to want to use before you go out and plant in the season.